at the White House today, things look different from usual. There is a burnt out building here, the remnants of which are graffitied. There are also shards of the remains of rubber bullets across the ground here. But things are much calmer today. Lots and lots of press here to report on what's been happening, but just a handful of protesters, and the ones who are here have been extremely peaceful. You can hear there have been some cars honking their horns in support for the protesters. So a very different scene from the one last night where there were huge numbers of protesters challenging the police, setting fires, causing destruction to shop fronts and buildings, and looting in the city as well. There aren't even any police officers to be seen at the moment. The mayor here is instituting a 7 p.m. curfew. Last night it was 11 p.m, so much earlier today, in the hope that she can quell some of that unrest this evening. She has said she has huge sympathy with the protesters and wants them to be able to have the chance to do that and to demonstrate and protest the murder of George Floyd, but also she wants to ensure that property is not destroyed. It's a very delicate balance for her to find.
This is some of the damage that we're seeing across Santa Monica, a location in Southern California that was ravaged by fire and looting last night. Now, this restaurant, this Japanese restaurant, is well known within this area. It had just opened for a couple of days. It had been closed for 10 weeks because of the coronavirus pandemic, and this is now another blow. All that's left here is the charred remains. Now, we've seen some locals waking up to scenes like this all along the streets here. Santa Monica, of course, is an area known across the globe. It's right next to the ocean front, and we've got the community response teams here on the ground at the moment. They're helping with the cleanup at the moment. You can see they're sweeping pieces of glass. And the community has really come together this morning in Santa Monica after we saw people storm this area. There were about 9 fires that were lit across the Santa Monica region, and this is just one example of the damage that we're seeing across this area. Now, we are preparing for more protests today. How people are preparing, they've got these wooden boards, they're bordering up their restaurants, and all the businesses here, they're preparing as much as they can. Although we aren't expecting the protests today to be as violent as what we saw over the weekend, they're still preparing for the worst. You can see this has been smashed in completely. All the furniture has been scattered everywhere. It's really been ravaged by fire as well. This was one of the areas where people, arson took place. What we're also seeing along this street is here, this was one of the jewelry stores actually. If we have a quick look in, this is the devastation here. I mean, a lot of these businesses, they had barely recovered from the coronavirus pandemic, and now they're facing another blow. And there are thoughts that a lot of the businesses in this region may not even be able to get back up on their feet. So we are preparing for another day of unrest across Los Angeles. It's hoped that this area will not be targeted again, but the city is preparing for the worst, and they've got all the authorities on the ground.